Hello, everyone, and welcome to TV25's coverage of girls Haslett Vikings varsity basketball game. Welcome, everybody. This is Brian Town, and with me tonight is Nick Babcock. Coming to a very exciting game tonight. We just came and saw the game of our junior varsity team beat Dewitt, coming off a nice win. Now the varsity needs to step up and play. It's obvious that Dewitt has a height advantage over our Haslett Vikings, and Coach Terrace had mentioned that to me earlier today, that the height from the Dewitt Panthers gave them trouble last time, and that's one of the things that they have lacked this year is the height on their team. And now we will stand for the national anthem, and we will be right back with game action.
And we're getting to announce the starters for this evening's varsity basketball game. We have the Haslett Vikings against the Dewitt Panthers.
This time I'd like to introduce the starting lineup for the Dewitt Panthers.
And for this,
Led by Coach Bill McCullum.
we'll let the announcer take the announcements away.
Well, Nick, it doesn't look like we have a Dewitt roster.
Well, we don't.
If you could go locate one, that would be great.
I'm going to cut off line and go grab one real quick.
And again, we were talking to Coach Terrace earlier today, and some of the things that she said that the team, although their record, hasn't shown what they'd probably like to this year, 11-7. They started out real good at the beginning of the year. Some of the things that have been hurting them, really, they played with pride all year long, she said, and they played their hearts out, and they've just been losing it by a couple points here and there. Patty Terrace said, and we will let her take over right now, and she will announce the seniors because this is their last home game. Let's go to Coach Terrace.
To introduce them and say a little poem about each one of them.
She's going to say a little poem as well.
Believe in yourself and in your dreams. Though impossible things may seem, someday, somehow, you'll get through to the goal you have in view. Mountains fall and seas divide before the one who in their stride takes a hard road day by day. Believe in yourself and in your plan. Say not, I cannot, but I can. The praises of life we fail to win because we doubt the power within. Tonight, I'd like to introduce our 5 seniors. Number 44, Heather Hutt. Number 34, Krista Dodd. Tri-captain number 42, Kim West. Tri-captain number 12, Sarah Donahue. And tri-captain number 32, Melissa DeBoer.
Seniors coming out here for their last home game. Coach Terrace, rather emotional, I imagine, for the last home game for the seniors. And again, when I was talking to Coach Terrace earlier today, she said the girls have played all year with pride. And Coach Terrace said to me that, it's character that wins. It's about the character of the players, and they have been playing with pride. It's how well you play. If you play with pride, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. She said, again, their height has been lacking, and as we will see here in a very short moment, how the height of Dewitt will take over. and be much taller than our varsity players tonight. You can see number 44 for DeWitt is 6'2", and number 54, and I think Jennifer Smith may be out of the game. Coach Terra said that one of their players, their best player, is out of the game today, and that may be for number 54. Tip off here at center court.
Will be won by number 12, Donahue, who passes off to Grenchen, Swihart, 14. Pass over to West, 42. Passes back to Swihart, 14. Takes up the top of the key, takes a shot, fall just short.
I tell you, number 44 really is a tall girl. She stands out above the rest. And that may be something that may hurt the Vikings down low tonight. But again, as you know, our Haslett Vikings, have you seen them play before? They are all aggressive, and they are all very, very fine shooters, inside and outside.
Markle's going to take it at the top, pass over to Bollinger. So they have a double dribble, and it's going to end up Hazlett's ball. Donahue's going to take it out underneath the hoop, but we're seeing DeWitt play with another full court press. Shuffles around, pass up to Dawes, who pass over to Swihart. Swihart drives down the court. Met by a couple of DeWitt players. Circles back up and prepares to get something set up. Looks like we had a lack of communication there.
Yeah, I think she thought that they were going to come out a little bit farther and pass it over that way, assuming that they would break out, and that didn't happen, and the ball went out of bounds.
So it was apparently touched last by a DeWitt player, and it'll go to Haslett. Donahue passes it into Swihart. Swihart passes it over to Donahue. Donahue to West, back out to Swihart. Swihart looks around for something somebody to pass to. She gives it over to West. West down underneath just a little.
It was last step by Donahue, I believe.
Yes, it was.
Could not quite get over there in time.
Just a little out of reach.
And even as fast as Sarah Donahue is, it still took her. Could not get over there in time.
DeWitt drives down, number 32, Van Dremel.
Well, DeWitt comes in here 14-3, and they're 8-1 in the ICL. I would imagine that would put DeWitt on top of the ICL, but then again, you can never tell. One interesting thing that I do know, and we can talk about that a little bit later, is the playoffs are coming. The districts are coming for the girls' varsity basketball team.
First shot by 32.
And what's
Van
interesting about the
is
districts
good.
this year, Coach Terra said that it's the first year that it would be all ICL teams in the district.
Second shot is not good. Oh, pass. Pass over to Swihart. Swihart comes down court. Over and up to DeBoer. Looked like West got the rebound and put it back up for two.
And that will put Vikings on top by 1 point here early in the game. What will that call be? That will be a travel.
Travel on number 30, Markle.
I tell you, who's aggressive player for this Haslett Viking team is Sarah Donahue. Every game I've seen her run across the court, be down on the floor, and aggressively going after that basketball.
She passed it into Kim West. West will pass it off to Gretchen Swihart. Swihart looks around and gives it back to Donahue. Donahue over to Dost. Dost over to DeBoer. DeBoer over to West. West, knowing where her teammate was, passed to Donahue. Back over to Swihart. DeBoer, excuse me, who put that up. Swihart to pick up the rebound.
I tell you, although the height
bouncing all around, just out of the reach.
Although the height is greater on that DeWitt team, Haslett sure looks like to be taking over control of the boards early in the game anyway.
Well, they seem to have that quick tempo going,
yeah.
Brian. Ball's moving around a lot, and it appears that number 32 is going to bring Van Dremel, bring it down. And we just saw the height of
I don't know if that one was so much the height, otherwise she was in the right place at the right time, and there was the ball, and she put it up. But, you know, you got to think that it's going to play an important role in tonight's game. Nice shot, nice concentration by number 44, Kelsey Radek.
DeBoer passes it in to Doss. Doss down to Swihart. Swihart shows some speed coming up. Over three. West gets the rebound, puts it in for two.
Gretchen just got smacked in the eye there by that. They didn't call that. She was touching up on her eye. I hope she's okay. It doesn't look like she's squinting anymore as Haslett takes over and has the ball once again.
DeBoer knocked that pass down. And then again, DeWitt just grabbed it off there by Van Dremel.
Another travel by DeWitt.
Looks like DeWitt maybe needs to calm it down a little bit and take it to the pace, not necessarily calm it down, but get to the pace where they need to be. And looks like right now Haslett might have a little bit of the more control of the game, if you can say
Coach
there's even
Terrace
control.
always has been excited on the sideline, and tonight is no exception. Trying to fire up her team, keep her team in this game, and come out with the win tonight.
Swihart passed it over to Donahue, passed it down to Bohr. Looks like we got a foul coming up on, I believe it was Dewitt.
Yeah, it was foul on Dewitt, and it will be taken out of bounds by Sarah Donahue.
Knees. That'll be first for her and first for the team. Donahue takes it off. There's DeBoer. DeBoer to Doss. Doss out to Swihart, who drives in, puts up a shot, and makes the basket. Looks like Van Drommel is going to pass it over to Markle. Markle passes up to Knees. And Markle put it up at the top of the key in for a basket. West will take the ball out and passed it to nobody. Swihart made a quick play in there. Donahue comes down court, gives it to Doss. Doss puts it up for 2.
Nice pass by Sarah Donahue. Good concentration by Doss too, but Sarah Donahue looking the other way and throwing the ball in the opposite direction. Good pass by Sarah Donahue. She's known for her good, quick passes.
Ballinger's going to have the ball there for a second. They're going to pass off to Markle, gets the ball in. West sticks her hand in between Markle's pass to knock it out of bounds. And it appears to be Van Drommel passes it, takes it out of bounds.
Well, Haslett comes out to a nice 8-5 lead. Let's hope they can keep control of the ball tonight.
DeWitt passes the ball around and around. And it looks like it ends up back over at Ballinger, who puts it up for 3. Came just short. 32 got the rebound. Couldn't convert it. And it eventually ends back up at Markle.
You know, I know we talked about 44's height, but if number 44 doesn't get in there and box out underneath there, Haslett's going to get the ball no matter what.
That they are going to do. And she gets the ball. And it looks like we have a foul maybe on Krista Dost of Haslett, which will send Kelsey Raddick. That name's going to hurt me this evening.
I think it's Kelsey Radek.
Radek?
I believe.
Well, it's going to be for a while.
I am no expert on names, but it will be Radek tonight.
Second personal, second team foul.
Radek takes her first and drains it.
Number 44, Kelsey
Radke.
Well, you can't quite take that for the confirmed pronunciation. So.
I think we'll go with it. Radke. Radke's up for her second and makes it to bring DeWitt within 2. Swihart patches to Donahue. Donahue gives it back to Swihart, who puts it up for another quick 2.
This game looks to be going back and forth. DeWitt scores and Haslett scores, and then DeWitt scores again.
Donahue tried to get up in there, couldn't. Pass over to Radke. Radke's got it down low. Nothing but hands up, and we got a travel on DeWitt.
Looks like Radke did move her pivot foot, and that will be considered a travel.
Number 10, Edie Cox, and number 42,
Radke and number 12 for DeWitt, Aaron Ballinger, will go out of the game.
Donahue takes it for a long pass down to Christensen, who didn't come close, but almost got a steal.
Not a smart pass. I think she was trying to go a little deeper than that, and that just gave the ball right back to DeWitt.
Swihart's playing great defense on Markle. The ball ends up over in Van Drummel's hands. Back over to Cox.
Haslett's got to work on blocking out. They've really got to box these players out because they can get the rebounds, and they've got to work on that and push those players out from the inside.
I think we're going to see in this game that the inside game could have a great effect on the way the score comes out here.
You know, and that's what Coach said before that, too. I mean, they've got to work on their inside game, and I think one of the reasons they had to work on it in particular for tonight was because of DeWitt's height, but we will see how that plays out.
Cox passes over to Markle. Looks like somebody got maybe a fingertip on that ball. Got her own rebound, put it up again. Cox, and it looked like West were there for a jump ball, and it's going to stay in.
Coach Terrace is over there yelling right now, you've got to rebound, and that's exactly right. They have to rebound that ball. They're going to have to be tough. Haslett Varsity girls are very tough, very aggressive, and I think they can do it.
Looks like Wall had the ball, and Grenchen takes a pass. Pass down to Donahue was just a little too far out of reach. She tried to save it but couldn't, so it's going to go back into DeWitt's hands.
Great play by Gretchen Swihart, though. She focused on the ball. She snatched that ball away, and then a little too quick getting down to Sarah Donahue, but I don't think she had much of a choice on that play.
Ball is passed inbounds to Katie Cox. Passes it, looks like, over to Van Drummel. Van Drummel is going to pass it up to Radke. No, I'm sorry, Wall. Oh. Looks like West.
Well,
pretty much looked like it was a very obvious foul there.
Yeah, it was a very obvious foul.
On knees.
Well, Kim West, very good sport, knocked her down pretty hard, but picked her right back up, let the DeWitt player get back up, and that's what you always like to see in any sport.
Then Drummel passes it to Wall, pass out to Cox, and then gave it over.
That would have been a 3-point, I believe.
Van Drummel, who had a triple. Gretchen Swihart brings it down. Pass over to Christensen. Pass over to Swihart. Swihart drives in. Pass out to West for a 3. Nope. Christensen with a rebound.
Nice.
Puts it in for 2.
Nice rebound by
Ball
number 40, Julie Christians.
Toss over to Katie Cox. 32. Van Drummel brings it down over to Knees. Knees dribbles in. Missed it.
Haslett's got to box out there, not boxing out underneath, and DeWitt seems to be getting the ball every time.
Wall with DeWitt's 2 points there. Donnie tried to give a pass down to DeBoer, which was broken up by DeWitt. DeWitt went to pass it back down and was touched by Haslett. Swihart brings it across to half court. Passes over to Donahue. Donahue sets up the top of the key. Passes over to West. West is up. West's shot didn't fall in. Number 32, Van Drummel, has the ball. Brings it off. Gives it off to number 30, Markle, who brings it down court. Passes.
Got to travel. Like number 42. Kim West did get a hand on it, but she must have traveled before that. Again, we have the lovely crowd behind us, making sure that the officiants are doing their job, and I don't know if it makes much of a difference, but anyway, they're letting them know.
Senior Heather Howitz passes the ball into Swihart. Takes a good breath as she brings it in. Crosses half court, dribbles down, forces inside, pass over to Christensen, puts it up.
Less than a minute to go in the first period here.
Bollinger's gonna bring it down just shy of half court, passes down to Cox. Cox has the ball on the right side of the court. Pass over to Van Drummel. Van Drummel took a shot, and Radke
right there is, I think, where you see the height advantage. Again, she doesn't really have to jump a whole lot. She just sticks those big arms of her up there and grabs the ball and can put it right back in the hoop. And I think that's an important thing to Haslett to get around.
Swihart passes down over to Christensen, who gave to Heather, who I believe came short of the net and hoop altogether. 4.3 seconds left. DeWitt with a 2-point lead over the Haslett Vikings, 14-12. It's going to Haslett's ball. It was a Patton tried to pass to number 10, Katie Cox. Couldn't quite control it, and it was knocked out of bounds. Heather House is going to take it. Looks like she's looking for DeBoer. DeBoer grabbed up there.
That did hit the back of the backboard.
And it was last touched by Radke from DeWitt.
Ball.
So Haslett will get another stab at trying to put 2 more up before the end of the period.
Now 1.2 seconds left. I don't know if they will even get a shot off here. And they do not. Was tipped by a DeWitt player, number 12, Aaron Ballinger. And I do notice one familiar name on this DeWitt Panther roster, Nick, and that would be Sarah Zielikowski. And why does that name sound so familiar to us?
Well, Sarah's father is the Haslett varsity defensive line coach.
Right.
And I guess at this time I'd like to say that the Haslett Vikings qualified for the playoffs for the second time in the school's history. And will host the first ever playoff game Friday night, November 6th at 7:30 against Midland.
Speaking of playoffs and the like, The districts for the girls will start in 2 weeks. The draw is on the 12th, which is a week from today. And the game will be the districts will begin at Portland the 16th, which is a Monday. Interesting thing about this year's districts, first time they've been doing it, is the teams that will be playing in district this year are all ICL teams. That means Portland, Dewitt, Williamson, Haslett, Stockbridge, Fowlerville, and Perry, which are the ICL teams, and that will be the only ones that will be in the ICL this year, in the districts anyway. And our girls will be going, and it is elimination, and any team can go and has the opportunity to go all the way to the finals.
And it looked like Heather House passed it into Swihart. Swihart dribbles down, put it up, and just came short, and Knees got the rebound. Passed it over to Van Drummel. Van Drummel up to, looks like, Markle. Over to Bollinger, back to Van Drummel, inside the Knees. Oh.
What I hear from the audience and what I was just about to say is number 44, she did not need to put that ball down on the floor. All she needed to do, she was wide open, is get that ball into her hands and put it right back up again. I think that's a major fault. A lot of players like to put that ball back down on the ground for whatever reason, maybe to get a little more focus, and that was the reason she didn't get 2 points there.
Well, Radke makes the first of 2 shots to give DeWitt a 3-point lead.
I think Radke is now 3 from 4 from the line.
The ball's going to end up back at Markle's hands at the top of the key. And back to her and over to Bollinger. All the way across the court to Van Drummel. Van Drummel took a 3-point, missed. Ball bounces around a couple hands. Looks like just got out to number 30, Markle. Markle passes over to
DeWitt seems to be taking control right here. Let's hope the Vikings can take control of this ball game. This may be a 3-point play, Nick. That's what you don't want to see. Now DeWitt goes up 17-12, and now it could be 18-12. We're looking at a 6-point difference there. And I believe there will be a timeout. And I'm sure that Patty Terrace called this timeout to say, all right, we need to take a break here. Let's ice this free throw shot, and let's see what's happening, what we need to change.
They need to regroup a little bit and go back, see that drive we first saw out maybe in the first couple minutes of the first period.
Before we speak of districts and playoffs and all those other things, our Lady Vikes do have one more game. It will not be home, unfortunately. This is the last home game. The next game for our varsity players will be this Thursday or Friday at Portland, and we do not know when it will be, Thursday or Friday. I guess they got a call from Portland, and they didn't know which one they wanted to do, and we're not quite sure why. I know Coach Terrace said that she would prefer to have it on Thursday in case that our Haslett varsity football players do make it to the next round. She would like their team and herself to be there to cheer them on next Friday night if that does happen, and if it is at home.
Well, we'd like to remind all of our TV25 viewers that you can catch all of the home sports, all of the games, all of the Haslett home games.
There you go.
For sports on TV25.
As well as the playoff games.
As well as playoff games. Bollinger will take one of one shots.
An interesting, no good. She stepped over the line.
Stepped over the line.
She has an interesting shot there. She kind of rolls the ball up and goes up a couple feet in the air and twirls it around, comes back down, and then she shoots. It didn't matter there. I guess it didn't help. It went in, but she's still over the line.
The shot not going in could be what Haslett needs maybe to get the momentum, turn around, go their way. Get a couple here, get a steal or a rebound, and they're right back in the game. Pass down to DeBoer. DeBoer puts it up at the top of the key and missed. Christensen got the rebound. Lots of place.
Travel.
People moving around. We got a travel on DeWitt. I believe it was Markle. Sarah Donahue comes in and gives Heather House a breath. Sarah Donahue passes it out to Christensen.
What a shot by Swihart.
Number 12, Ballinger, will bring it down court. Donahue playing defense against her. Switches off. Gets it right up top of the key. Give and go. Didn't fall in. Back to 30th, top of the key. Didn't make it.
Big number 44.
Radke. think we're going to see a foul on, not quite sure.
You're going to see Radke at the line a lot, I think, because she does drive in there a lot. And she's going to dish the ball to her underneath, and I think we're going to see her a lot at the line, which may be trouble because right now she's 3 for 4 at the free throw line.
That follows on number 20, Michelle Smith.
And I don't think she's going to miss a whole lot of free throws. She has now brought her up.
We got a big couple change up there. Kim West comes in. Looks like Julie Christensen comes out. And Radke will take her second shot, as you see there on your monitor. And she'll make that. Swihart's going to come across half court.
That brings Radke to 5 for 6 tonight on the free throw line.
She passes over to Donahue. Donahue gives a quick pass back over to DeBoer. Pass off to West. Went right through Swihart's legs. And it's going to be it's going to be DeWitt's ball.
Keep it going, Kels.
It appears Ballinger's going to give a pass in to Cox, Katie Cox. Over to 30, Markle. Markle's going to come across. Drives down with speed off her foot.
Of
We're
number
going to
30.
go right back to Haslett's possession. All right, Sarah passes it in to Swihart. Swihart crosses half court. Pass it over to Donahue. Donahue looks down low, sees DeBoer, passes to DeBoer. Passes it back to Donahue. Opens up Swihart for a three.
No,
just short. And I think Katie Cox got the rebound there. We'll pass it off to Ballinger. And who's met by Gretchen Swihart for some defense. Just pass it back over to Cox. Down low to Wall.
It's going to be a travel
on DeWitt.
Help her out, sir. Help her out.
Looks like maybe DeWitt is starting to lose some of that focus that they had going and rolling.
They may be. With 5 minutes left to go in this first half of play, I think
Katie
There's a
Cox
hold
is going
right
to be
there.
called for a hold on number 12, Sarah Donahue.
Sarah will take the ball out. 5:13 left to go in the second period.
That's only DeWitt's second team foul. We're looking at Haslett's got 17 fouls already here with 5:12 left to go in the
And I'd say
second period.
probably 3 or 4 of those fouls came on Radke down low.
Swihart gave the ball to DeBoer. DeBoer put it up and missed. Rebound by Donahue. It looks like Markle is going to bring it down. Pass over to
Nice
Cox
play by
with
number
Smith.
20.
Smith.
Michelle Smith, nice play. Right, all ball, no foul there. Concentration. Number 40 and number 34 for DeWitt. Stephanie Nees and Susan Yelikowski will come in. I haven't
Ballinger.
seen Coach here tonight. I imagine he's here watching somewhere.
I'm sure we can probably find him up in the stands somewhere.
But with playoffs coming tomorrow, he may be looking at game tape tonight.
It's very possible too. Haslett, DeWitt put up 2 points. Swihart brings it across halfway. Pass over to Donahue. Donahue puts up for 3 and makes it.
Nice
Pulls
shot by Sarah Donahue. She looked at the rim the whole way in, and that fell right through.
Ballinger passed it over to Marco. Marco passed it back to Ballinger, who passed it down to, not sure who that is, Van Drummel, yes. Van Drummel has the ball. Passes it over to Ballinger. Ballinger up to Marco. Marco back over to Ballinger. Number 32 gets the rebound. Oh.
She fell right on her tailbone, I believe, and that's not a nice feeling when you fall down like that, but she pops right back up, and it's like she's doing okay. Aggressive game, as it always is.
Yes, it is. Michelle Smith's second foul, I believe. Personal foul. It's 18th foul for the Vikings. And
Looks like the referee there is talking a little bit to Sarah Donahue, probably saying, hey, maybe you ought to take it a little easy. But, you know, I didn't see anything wrong with that. I think Sarah's just playing the way she plays, hard, aggressive, and that's about it. You know, maybe the refs saw it a different way, but...
Van Drummel takes the ball, puts it up, and came short. 1 for 1. DeBoer gets the rebound, passes up to Swihart, who drives down with that speed, puts up for a layup, came short. It looks like we're going to give the ball up to Knees. Knees is going to take the ball. Almost traveled,
Almost
but
picked up
held
that
it.
pivot foot, but
It's going to give to Marco's going to get it. Back at the top of the key. All the way over to Ballinger. Looks like DeBoer is going to come out with a steal. DeBoer crosses half court, gives up to Swihart.
and I think that's good that DeBoer decided this time to slow down, let the offense get set up. Nice pass inside. What a nice play right there. Nice setup. They slowed it down, set up the offense, dished it inside, and 2 points came back on the board.
Swihart got a piece of that pass over to Ballinger. Looks like Marco's going to bring it up over to Van Drummel. Van Drummel gives it right back to Markle. Markle drives in. Looks like we're calling having a charging call. I believe that was charging on
Charging, you're right.
and Van Drummel. I don't know if you could hear on TV25, but the crowd, the DeWitt fans, did not like that call at all. But like we've said a couple times this evening, they're not the ones refereeing the game.
Yes, we realize that. I know.
It's going to go over to Swihart. Swihart takes the ball.
Nice play by Swihart out in the middle of nowhere. Nobody seemed to want to cover her there.
Heard a great slap on the ball, I believe, by Donahue. Play some good defense down there. Wow, that was really fast-paced there, friends.
Haslett all over. Sarah Donahue did not agree with that foul. Arguing right now with the referee. I don't know. Sarah Donahue being as aggressive as usual and diving towards that ball. And I just think that that's what you see as a good player there, trying her best. And unfortunately got the call there.
Here, Coach Patty Terrace telling Sarah it's not her decision. He called it, and you got to learn to play with it.
You can't argue with the referees. It doesn't put them in a good light. It doesn't put you in a good light either.
She can't let that affect the way she's going to play the next couple minutes here. And number 30, Marco, will put one in, and bonus is on, so she will get her second opportunity. With 2:35 left, DeWitt Panthers 23 and the Haslett Vikings 17. Markle puts up her second one, and it falls in.
That will put DeWitt at 23 and the Haslett Vikings at 17 as we get some substitutions in. Sarah Donahue will take the ball out down low.
Passes it right into against Swihart. Swihart's going to bring it up to half court. Looking for someone to get open. Passes Donahue over to West. Back to Donahue. Donahue looks around, finds DeBoerson on top of the key. Over to Christensen. Christensen back to DeBoer. Down there with a lot of great defense. Passes over to Swihart. Swihart's going to keep it, put it up.
I tell you, Swihart sure is quick on her feet, moving around those defensive players. Although the shot didn't go in, the opportunity was there. It almost looks like number 32 just got knocked down for Melissa DeBoer, and they didn't have any call for that.
It's going to end. Look like Katie Cox had it over there and passed it all the way across court to Van Drummel.
Look at Patty Terrace over there. She's got her hands up and is shouting, "Get your hands up! Get your hands up!" in the faces of these DeWitt players.
Katie Cox gave it off to Ballinger, gave it back to Katie, who's going to take it and give it to Knees, back to Katie. You can see, with, like Brian just said, hands are up in the air.
Comes the big number 44 in the center.
Radke's going to get it, put it up, couldn't convert. Swihart's going to get the rebound. Pressed by two DeWitt players. West shoves it up, intercepted by Katie Cox. I believe that's not interception.
You've got to watch that. You've got to, right there is a classic example of what happens when you get too rushed. You pass the ball to who you shouldn't pass the ball to, and the opposite team will take advantage of that. And now DeWitt has just added 2 more points to the board. Well, got to be careful with your passes.
In the same retrospect, DeWitt also just fouled Haslett, and I believe she's going to take 2 shots. Yeah, she's going to take 2 shots. And it is Melissa DeBoer. First shot is good. So with 1:03 left in the second period, Haslett 18, DeWitt 25.
I think Haslett really needs to slow down here and concentrate and get the ball and set up the offense. The last 2 times that they've done that, they've scored and had a successful down on their end.
Excuse me, that they have. And
Casey Markle, number 30, into the lineup for the Panthers.
a couple people come on and a couple people go off, and I can't.
103 now.
It looks like Ballinger is going to come off. So passes it over, ends up in Van Drummel's hands.
52 seconds left and counting.
Ballinger tried to pass down to Van Drummel, but couldn't get a good pass. Wow. Or Papik will take it and give it off to Swihart. Swihart's going to bring it down and give it to Papik. Papik gives it back to Swihart, who almost had it steal. Gretchen comes in, passes it off to DeBoer. DeBoer puts it up. Couldn't get it. This way looked like that was Michelle Smith with the rebound.
And that's what you get by blocking out. And you can see the height difference between number 20 for Haslett, Michelle Smith, and number 44, Redkey for the Panthers. But she boxed out. Michelle Smith boxed out and got the ball, and that's what it takes.
And when she was going up to put that in, she was fouled, so she'll go to the line for 2 shots.
32.5 seconds left to go. DeWitt leading 25-19.
Her first shot bounced out, and Michelle will take her second shot, and it is up and falls in. Brings Haslett within 5 points with 32 seconds remaining here in the second period. Ball ends up over in Ballinger's hands. Ballinger passes to DeBoer, steals. Ends up over in Papik's hand. Back to Gretchen Swihart. Just fell out. Couldn't fall in. Hands everywhere. Oh, over and back by Michelle Smith.
I don't know about that. I don't think she ever went over. And how can you get an over and back if you don't go over?
And it's going to end up to be Ballinger's.
And
DeWitt's ball. Ballinger will be passing.
I don't think Coach Terrace likes that call either.
Marco is going to take the ball. Crosses half court over to Katie Cox. As you can see, she's telling the players to get her hands up again. Passes it over to the corner. Puts it up. 3-point, no good. Michelle Smith got that rebound.
Well, we're going to halftime, Nick. With the Vikings 20, DeWitt Panthers 25. I think what we need to see here now from our Haslett Vikings is they need to concentrate. They need to slow down, set up that offense that they have, and it's a good offense. And I think they really need to set it up and take their time. And one of the things, too, that I think they need to do is they need to make sure that they're blocking out, just like Coach Terrace said, and then also get their hands up. Coach Terrace has been on the sideline for the whole game, putting your hands up in the air, and I think that's one of the things that she wants to stress that they do. As we go into halftime here, we see a lot of the varsity football players walking out, which brings me to the point of schedules and things as far as TV25 program schedules. Just to let the viewing audience know, the varsity basketball game that you are watching right now will be played at 3 p.m. Will be played at 4:30 p.m. right after the JV basketball game. And it will be played at 10 o'clock p.m. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this weekend. And then going into next week on Tuesday, November 10th, the varsity basketball game will be on at 4:30 and at 10 o'clock. And then again on Thursday. Please watch as much as you can. This channel, we do a lot of things here, from football to basketball to plays and concerts and news and announcements and all that other good stuff. I'd like to take this opportunity also to thank the crew for coming out tonight. First of all, Nick Babcock for helping me along here on our almost rookie days. I think we did a game together, the first game together at the alumni game this summer, and this one's turning out a little bit better, I think, anyway, and it's going smooth. And I also like to thank Jessica Slider, who's doing a wonderful job directing tonight. Kelsey Barnes, who's TD and doing a wonderful job as usual. I'd like to thank our camera people, Jamie Briggs and Matt Kidd up on top, Derek Spangler down below. And we have a new member tonight, Mike Bailey, who is a rookie, and I understand from our director that he is doing an outstanding job tonight, which most of our staff, if not all of our staff, does an outstanding job. And they're the reason why TV25 and everything that happens here happens. Without them, we would not have a channel nor programming on it. And with that, I will close and let the halftime festivities take control, and we will come back and bring you the second half. Again, it is 25-20, the DeWitt Panthers on top. everyone. Welcome back to TV25 Sports coverage of the Haslett Vikings versus the Dewitt Panthers. Second half action. It is 25 Dewitt and 24 Haslett Vikings. Nick, I know we talked about aggressiveness and rebounding and all that other stuff in the first half. What do we got to see from the Vikings if they want to come out of this a winner?
Well, we got to see the Vikings hopefully playing a lot more underneath the hoop action. It's going to be obviously very crucial. Rebounds are going to have a great effect on the outcome of this game. I think on defense, you know, we heard towards the end of the half, the first half, Coach Terrace saying hands up, hands up. I think we need to see some of that stuff. I'm sure she knows what she's saying as a coach. And
well, yeah, I mean, she knows what she's talking about. She's been here, I believe now for 13 years. This will be her 13 years with 195 wins, which equals 5.7 wins a year. And I'm not quite sure how you get a 15, I'm sorry, 5.7, no, 15.7 wins per year. The 0.7 obviously comes from averaging it out. But 15.7 wins a year is a heck of an accomplishment by Coach Terrace. Back to the game.
Okay, Dewitt put it up, shot up, didn't get it. Haslett came out with a rebound. And DeBoer took a shot, put it up, and couldn't come up with it. It appears that number 30, Marco, is going to bring it across center court. Looks over to Van Drummel. Van Drummel gives it up to Radke. It looks like we have a travel on Radke. And Donahue is going to take it underneath the hoop. Passes it off to 14. Gretchen Swihart. Gretchen passes it back to Donahue. Donahue looks around, passes it back to Swihart. Swihart drives in, passes it back to Donahue. Down to DeBoer, out to West. West puts it up.
Nice pass by Donahue there. Again, you see Donahue always doing that look away, pass another way. And again, there's a classic example of that, which leads to 2 points for Haslett Vikings.
DeWitt's going to get the ball all the way down to Radke. Radke's going to put it up and gives another 2 right back on the scoreboard for DeWitt. Swihart's going to bring it up fairly fast pace here. Passes over to Donahue. Donahue over to West. West up to Swihart. Swihart looking around, passes over to DeBoer. DeBoer puts it up. Offside.
Rebound by the big Redkey again, number 44 down there. I imagine she gets most of the DeWitts. And she is still not their tallest player on the team, but their tallest player on the team happens to be out of the game today.
Number 32, Van Drummel, just put up a 3-point.
That's firing up the DeWitt Panthers right there at that point. Coach Terrace has to call that timeout, get them settled down. Mike just looking down at this roster, and Redkey is only a sophomore, which leads me to believe that the Haslett Vikings, or not the Haslett Vikings, but the DeWitt Panthers have a lot of good things to come from her in the next few years. She's got 2 more years left on the varsity, and a lot of opportunity to grow and really hone her skills.
Well, that she does, and like we said earlier this evening, you know, it's the people coming up and the people that have left and what makes a good team. And I think you're going to see probably in the next 2 years, she's going to be a great leader for the DeWitt Panthers. And just like Gretchen Swihart, she was playing on varsity when she was, I believe, a sophomore.
Yep, I believe you're right.
She's a junior now. And I'm sure next year you're going to see a great leader come out of Haslett in her in the same aspect. All right. The Haslett's time up is just about over with here. Coach Terrace says a couple of last words and gets her Vikings on their way.
I'm sure those last words were hands up and rebound, because that's what we need to see from the Haslett Vikings tonight.
Donahue passes it into Swihart. Swihart comes across center court, dribbles down, passes out to West, over to Donahue. Donahue to West. West put it up and it was blocked by number 40. Knees. It looks like Van Drummel's going to bring it down. Excuse me, Van Drummel gets the ball. Pass over to Radke. Radke comes up and hits the bottom of the net. And a bunch of people, ball bounces off people and jump ball.
I just can't seem to get around Radke there. She's putting her big arms out and blocking the ball and doing a good job down there. But now it does go to a jump ball, and Haslett gets the ball back. Sarah Donahue down there. Low will take the ball out. And I think I've heard the first thing.
Sarah passes up the half court where the ball was met by Julia Christensen, who almost had a mess up over there on the side. She's trying to give it off to Sarah Donahue. Sarah didn't look too happy after that, but Coach Terrace was trying to pick them up and let them know that they're still in this game.
And that's one of the things that Coach Terrace has always done, and she mentioned too, that there's no way that you can give up. I've never seen these girls give up, and I guarantee you never will see the Haslett Vikings varsity basketball team give up at any point in time, no matter what the record, no matter what the circumstances is.
Doss put it up and was blocked by Radke. And Marco.
Nice play by Sarah Donahue, taking the ball right out of her hands. Can she?
Puts it up, and it looks like we're going to have a foul on Dewitt.
God, Sarah Donahue has got some good hands. Good eyesight, good hands, good skill. Nice play by Sarah Donahue.
Okay, that foul, I believe, is on number 30, Casey Markle. It's going to be her second foul, team's first foul. Donahue's going to have 2 shots. First one is good. Gives Haslett a score of 23, creeping a little bit closer to catching up to Dewitt, who has 30. Second shot is up. Bounced off the back. Looks like Dewitt got the rebound, number 12, Ballinger. Pass it over to 30, Donahue, right back in the action.
What was that call?
I believe that was on 30.
Push.
Casey Markle.
A push.
Dewitt.
On 30. And nobody seems to like that call, but again, they know what they're doing, and Sarah Donahue, once again, we know we've mentioned her name a lot tonight, but it's well worth it. She's playing her heart out tonight.
Casey Markle's going to go out, and Katie Cox is going to come in. Ball ends up in DeBoer's hand. DeBoer passes to Donahue. Donahue puts it up. Just didn't fall in. Katie, excuse me. I believe that is Van Drummel's going to take the ball up. Gives it over to Katie Cox. Cox down to Knees. Knees puts it up for another 2 points.
Yeah, they've really set up their offense, and they know where everybody is at one time. They know who the ball needs to go to, and they know how to put it up. I think that's what Haslett needs to be doing right now, too.
Swihart put it up, top of the key. Got the rebound, put it back up. And I believe Doss was fouled when she was going back up for the
one thing you see in Swihart, too, is she's always encouraging the players, always got her head up, always smiling. And that's just a positive effect on the whole team.
Doss takes a shot and makes it. See Sarah and Gretchen Swihart come over and congratulate her. Second shot goes up and it's in. And we have a change up. It looks like Michelle Smith is going to come in for Krista Dost. Pass down deep.
Wide open down there.
To Knees. Knees passes over to Katie Cox. Katie Cox puts it up. And I believe we got a foul maybe on Gretchen Swihart.
And Dewitt had that lane all open, and they had 2 people sitting underneath the basket wide open. I don't know if they had some confusion down on the Haslett side or not.
Not quite sure. It looked like they were still maybe in the change-up process there. Katie Cox will have 2 shots, with Dewitt has a 7-point lead. With Katie's first shot, it will be an 8-point lead.
We see people walking in and out of this. The stadium or the gymnasium is full. One of the interesting things is to see people walking in with coats and hats on. You know what time it is, and you know you're in Michigan when you see that.
Yes, you do. Katie's second shot will be going up. Here's some of the crowd trying to get in there.
Oh, turnover.
Horrible pass, jump ball.
We'll go back to Dewitt.
Back to Dewitt's ball. With 4:28 remaining in the third period, Dewitt 33, Haslett 25.
Haslett got to slow down here. Got to concentrate. Got to get a hold of the ball. Got to set up the offense, and really got to play the same aggressive defense that we've always seen.
Number 32 was left wide open for that 3-point. That was Van Drummel. And it appears to be Swihart's going to bring it across center court. pass it over to Christensen. Christensen drives back in, puts it up and in for 2.
Swihart sure is quick on her feet, setting up that play, passing it down underneath, and letting the other teammates score.
Ball's going to end up down in Knee's hands. And
substitution coming in, number 42 for Dewitt.
Dewitt.
Wall.
Dewitt last touched that ball, so it's going to go to Haslett's control. Sarah Donahue's going to take it out, and we'll have a nice easy pass on the Gretchen Swihart. Gretchen calls out a couple plays, calls out a play. Comes across half court, looks for somebody. Donahue it was. Donahue's calling a foul.
They are calling a foul on that. There could have been a reach in there. I'm not too sure about that, but regardless, it is a foul, and Haslett will get the ball on the sidelines, taken out by Sarah Donahue.
How many on Haslett?
Looks like Julie Christensen's going to have the ball over there. Passes into Sarah Donahue. Donahue down to Smith.
Nice play. Nice pass and nice shot by Smith. Haslett starting to get fired up here. Really wanted to play some aggressive defense.
One Haslett player was left down to defend 2 DeWitt players and just couldn't do it.
See Coach Bill McCullen on the sideline really wanted to get that shot in and really wanted to stop that momentum of the Vikings push.
Gretchen Swahart's going to bring it across and passes it over to Sarah Donahue. Sarah gives it off to Heather. Heather dribbles around, looks around, passes it back to Gretchen, almost stolen. Pass it over to House. Offensive foul on Heather House. See Katie Cox
a lot of bumping and pushing going on down in there without around the ball. And we mentioned this before, Nick. I don't know if it's the two teams or if it's just the aggressiveness of both these basketball teams, but it's a bump and push game out there tonight.
Radke's back in, who gives the pass off to number 42. Wow. And I believe she was fouled. She's going to go to the line for 2.
DeWitt is fired up, both on the court and off the court. You can hear the fans and also the players on the bench standing up and cheering and trying to get DeWitt fired up and trying to get them to score some more points.
I believe we heard some crowd action in there. And it sounded like we heard some more of those varsity football players interacting with the basketball game.
And I've mentioned this a million times, but it's always nice to see support of other teams and other people in the school and community coming out to support our girls.
And it's going to end up with Gretchen Swihart coming across half court. Over to Houtz. Houtz down to Donahue. Donahue over to Gretchen Swihart. Swihart wanted to shoot, but didn't. Houtz is saying, I'm open. Gives it to Swihart. Swihart puts it up, in and out, and didn't fall in.
DeWitt gets a rebound on this, and now the big 44 gets it and passes it over
to Cox. Cox back to Radke. Radke up for 2.
He's got to stop Kelsey Radke, and Coach, you know, she knows they've got to stop. They've got to come up with something to stop that dish off to number 44 down there. And again, what we're seeing is the Haslett Vikings getting a little bit out of control, and DeWitt taking advantage of that.
That they are, and Haslett needs to get back to their tempo, the pace that they need to take it at.
They have the same tempo that DeWitt is showing right now. They just need to find that. You're exactly right, Nick.
They need to get the momentum, I guess, swinging in their direction, if you will.
Real quick, I do want to mention again when this game will be on. If you're watching it right now, this game will be replayed this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Girls varsity basketball game will be at 4:30, and after that at 7 p.m. the football game will be on.
Okay, and we're about ready to start it back up here with 2:18 remaining in the third. Haslett has a score of 29, DeWitt 42.
And if you missed when this game will be on, don't worry, we will repeat it for you at the end of the game so you can catch it as many times as you'd like.
Gretchen Swihart brings it across half court. Katie Cox comes up to play a little pressure on her. Pass over to Sarah Donahue. Sarah Donahue passes over to, I believe that's Krista Doss. Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize, that's Julie Christensen. It looks like it's going to stay, has his ball. DeWitt last touched it. Sarah Donahue's going to take it out. over to Gretchen Swihart, who took a three and couldn't make it. Swihart passes it around to DeBoer. DeBoer looks around. A little bit of miscommunication.
Almost ran into the TV25 table here, both Donahue and Swihart. And I don't see what that was.
That
but whatever it was, it's not liked by the fans.
That was actually a block, I believe, by Julie Christensen. I thought that's what I saw.
Clean block, yeah, clean block. Look at the replay.
Number 50, AC Wilson for the Vikings.
Fans calling for a replay on that one.
Which you will only see at this time on the football games. Katie Cox makes a great save, passes it in down to 44.
Nice passing
Radke.
down there.
Radke's going to call a travel on Radke, and the fans are not happy with that at all. The fans are not happy. I think we need a little box to stay out of the way here.
Yeah, I think we might get something thrown at us here.
Donahue puts it up. Kim's just a little short. Rebound by DeBoer. DeBoer
Nice
puts it
play
up.
by DeBoer. Nice play by
DeBoer
DeBoer.
has it within 9 with 1:20 left in the third
It
period.
would be 11, but
11.
yeah.
Yep, we need a calculator. Donahue puts it up to put them within 9.
I guess you are a knower of all. You knew that Donahue was going to steal that ball and make a nice play there and come up with a nice shot as well.
Katie passes
Haslett
it over.
coming through their game now.
Christensen last touched the ball, tried to save it, but just wasn't possible.
Nice couple plays. Nice 30 seconds there by our Haslett Vikings. Doing a nice job and really picking up the tempo. They see what the clock says. They see what the score says, and now they need to do something to correct that.
They do. Number 32, Van Drummel's going to pass it into Ballinger. Ballinger looks around, guarded by Swihart. Swihart, I believe, is going to be called for a reach.
Yep.
Number 14. So that is Gretchen Swihart.
All they need is Dewitt only needs one more foul, and they will be in the bonus.
First personal, 1 feet.
I believe Haslett. I'll let you go on that one. Ballinger passes off to Cox, down low to knees. And looks like we're going to have a foul on number
Foul on number 40, Christian.
40, Julie Christians.
Team foul for the Vikings. After the line shooting 2 shots.
And it looks like
Number 40 is
Mr. King, one of our assistant principals, is falling behind on the fouls for the Haslett team.
Yeah, he works most of these games, I believe.
Number 40, Stephanie Nees, first shot just fell out.
Number 24, Amy Pritchard.
Amy Pritchard comes in for Sarah Donahue. So Stephanie Nees,
Student section standing up over there.
and it's in. DeWitt 43, Haslett 33. Swihart comes across, half court. DeBoer gives it to DeBoer. DeBoer tries to drive in. Ball is knocked around. I believe we have a
Viking
ball
ball.
on DeWitt.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Push on DeWitt, maybe number 10.
Foul number 32.
Excuse me, number 32, Van Drummel. Her second and team sixth.
Get her in.
Pritchard
God darn, she's there forever.
is going to pass to Christensen. Christensen's going to give it to Swihart. Swihart's going to give it to DeBoer. DeBoer to Swihart. Swihart for 3.
No.
Short.
26 seconds left.
Pritchard's
to go.
putting it up. Off the rim. 44, we're seeing. Oh, pass down to Katie Cox. We're going to see some speed from Pritchard. She's going to have to hold it up and let the rest of her team get
Nice
set.
defensive play there. Get in front of her
10 seconds.
person
there.
and guarding her so she does not make the shot. 7 seconds left, now 6. Foul with 3.7 seconds left to go.
And I believe they're going to call a foul on number 32, Melissa DeBoer. And it's going to send Van Drummel, number 32, to the line for 2.
Wow.
There's a lot of 2s in there.
Yes, there is, Nick.
We got 2 substitutes getting ready to come in for DeWitt, and it looks like substitute for Haslett. I can't quite see who that is. Number 32, Van Drummel, will take a shot. Bounces off the back end.
Amy Walton on the lineup for DeWitt.
Haslett's probably going to go in this down by 10 or more with one more period left to play in this game. Got to be thinking defense and boards.
Van Drummel focuses, takes a shot. and misses her second. People are all over the ground. Jump ball. Looks like it's going to go to Haslett.
1.3 seconds left to go. One more period of play.
No fouls. No fouls. 1.3.
Looks like Pritchard's going to bring it in. People looking all around. Both teams are only a foul away from getting bonus on. Swihart tried to put it out. It wasn't possible.
All right, we're into the last period of the game. What do we need to do if we're Haslett to come up by 10 points? It's not a impossible thing to do at all with as much time is left. I've seen games be totally turned around in 8 minutes. Not a huge deficit. I think it can be possible, but both teams are trying to come up with something to get a win out of here tonight.
Well, I think we need to see Haslett take Radke out of the whole picture. They're definitely going to need to get a lot of box outs underneath the hoop, and they're going to have to get rebounds, get those hands up on defense, and they got to start converting on those shots they're making. Maybe not taking so many risky threes, but trying just to get the twos and do it the slowly but surely way. And
Right.
Later, if you have to, late in the game, then try to go for your threes would be my guess. But
Really
you can tell by Coach Terrace's face over there, she's very confident in her Haslett Vikings, and I believe she has every bit of faith that her team can still pull this out for a victory. And Dewitt has to remember that, Haslett is a strong team, and they can come back if they let them down in the same retrospect and the same respect. Dewitt needs to remember that, Haslett needs to remember that Dewitt can still pull away with the lead.
I think you're right, Nick.
You can hear the crowd starting to pick it up in here. Student section was informed, I believe, by Mr. Gunnar Johnson, the principal, that they had to sit down, which could take the crowd possibly out of the game, which could have a huge effect on maybe the way Haslett's going to play this game.
If anybody's familiar with the football games, they have specific seats for standing and specific seats for sitting. Maybe they need to do that here in the gymnasium. It's funny, they have student standing section and student sitting section. So if you're a stander, you go in the standing section.
Ball passes all around everybody.
Sitter, you go in the sitting section.
Christensen put it up. And I believe she's going to go to the line for two. I believe the foul was on 42, Amy Wall. That's her 17th foul, and I believe the bonus might go on after this, which could be a huge help for Haslett. Christian's first shot is bounced out. Number 30 for Dewitt, Casey Markle, comes in for Katie Cox.
Our officiant's doing a nice job tonight. Our Faith Mikila, I believe, I'm sure I butchered it, and Bruce Keeling. I want to thank them both for coming out and doing a good job tonight.
Christensen's second shot did not go in. Rebounded by number 40 of Dewitt, Stephanie Nees. It appears that number 30, Markle, is going to bring it up across the court. Number 12 Ballinger gave a little foot stomp and got Markle to move in. Passed down to Amy Wall.
Nice play by number 42, Amy Wall. It was not the perfect pass. She pulled it down from the air and jumped right back up and put it into the hoop.
Swihart drived it down, and there's a foul, and I believe it's on 30 of Dewitt, which would be Casey Markle. Team's eighth. That's the bonus must be on, and I think our scoreboard keeper there didn't.
Is that the technical name for it?
I really couldn't tell you. Swihart makes her first of two. Van Drummel comes in, and Markle goes out for Dewitt. Swihart goes up for a second shot, and it is in. Haslett within 10 now. Must start playing offense and defense, I guess. Ooh. Ballinger will bring it down, and left direction out.
I don't know if she let go of that ball or was actually trying to pass to somebody down there.
I think she was trying to get a pass down to 42
A
Wall.
little too high.
A little too high and off to the left, it looked like. Swihart's going to come across just about center court. And Swihart brings it over, passes to Pritchard. Pritchard passes back to Swihart. Swihart's looking for somebody to pass to. Swihart puts it up herself for a three, and it is in.
Nice shot by Swihart.
That was a great play. Great play. Looks like number 32, Van Drummel for Dewitt's going to get it. Pritchard's playing some defense on her.
Well, with 6:27 left to go in this game, Haslett does start to close the gap on the Dewitt Panthers.
Oh, tip by Christensen. Swihart's going to bring it right off center court. Passes over to Christensen. Drives in. Brown and out.
The
DeWitt
Vikings
will
got to
get the
settle
rebound.
down when they get a nice play like that. They've got to settle down.
Yes.
Set up their offense, take some time off the clock, and then start to score the points. Now that was just a senseless turnover by the Vikings. They could have, set their offense up, and I'm sure that's what Coach Terrace is like. Look, you guys, you can't be too anxious. You got to come down and set up, and let's work our offense. We know it works. Let's work it and get some points on the board.
And we have a timeout on DeWitt. And I'm not sure how well you could probably hear it, but you can definitely tell that the crowd is into this game. And we've been saying in the past, it's been a rivalry between DeWitt and Haslett, and it's not just for the players, but it's also for the crowd. And it's a huge victory for a team, and any team to win, obviously.
Well, a victory on any game is just as good, right?
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Ballinger's going to take it across half court. Looks all around to Knees. Knees passes over to Wall. Wall passes down. Foul, and it is in. Wall's going to go up for two. Excuse me.
Redkey.
That's Redkey.
As we mentioned before, this is the last home varsity basketball game. The next and last regular season game will be played at Portland next Thursday or Friday. We're not quite sure yet. Stay tuned to TV25 and to the high school news. And we will be sure to let you know.
Swihart's going to bring it across center court. Haslett down by 10. 48-38 DeWitt.
Nice move by Swihart. Faked the girl out that was guarding her and let her have the opportunity to shoot that ball.
Swihart put that in, and it's going to give number 12 Ballinger. He's going to come across half court. Shaking and baking all around the place. Swihart got some defense rolling. Pritchard guards. Fans in the way, can't see. Oh, all the way over to Ballinger. Ballinger for three.
They have some people that can shoot the threes, and the sideline for DeWitt is beginning to get fired up, but there is still 5 minutes left to go in this game. 11-point lead doesn't mean a lot with 5
Pritchard
minutes
puts
left.
it up. Pritchard makes it 42-51 DeWitt. Ballinger's gonna bring the ball up. Swihart looking very intently. We're looking for that steal. Dribbles it down. Swihart's right there on her. Passes over. Pritchard's playing defense on number 32, Van Drummel. Number 12, Ballinger puts it up for two.
They're thinking that was three, but they only gave them two. Timeout. Coach Terrace calls a timeout. 4:32 left to go in the game. Panthers 53 has a Vikings 42. 4:32, a lot of time, Nick. Plenty of time to come back.
Lots of times, and I think that's what the DeWitt coach is thinking too, and telling his kids,
Don't give up.
Don't give up. You can't let down a half, just a half. You can't let down anything because this Haslett team's just going to come is still right there in this game. And the same aspect, Coach Terrace is saying, girls, you can still do this. You can do it. Let's go. So it's going to be Haslett's ball. Sarah Donahue going to take it out under the key. Under the basket. He's on the other side of the court. You can't see. Swihart's going to bring it up. Center court. Swihart passes over to Donahue. Donahue puts up for a three and drains it.
Nice shot by Sarah Donahue.
Number 12, Ballinger's going to try to bring it up. Bringing it up. She's looking it up. Over to 40. Knees. Knees going to travel. This could be a huge turn out to be a huge play for Haslett.
Yeah, Haslett goes down and scores another point. They are not that far down.
Swihart's going to cross half court. Swihart's looking. Pass to. Got a little close to Donahue. Passes it all the way over to Houts. Houts is driving in.
Yep, Houts loses the ball, but Houts seems to think somebody knocked that out. Coach Terrace is intense, trying to fire up these varsity players.
Knees is going to bring it up right in front of our table. Houts is playing defense. She picks up the ball, moving all around.
Good defense by House. She is all over these DeWitt players. Nice job.
DeWitt didn't know really what to do. They couldn't get the ball around,
Timeout.
so they called timeout so they didn't give up a quick 2.
Heather House was just all over everybody on that, playing some really good defense. Now the sideline for Haslett starting to clap and fire it up. Haslett has every opportunity to come back and win this game, and what a great game it would be if that were to happen.
Time is dwindling down. We have 3:41 left in the 4th period. Haslett 45, DeWitt Panthers 53.
Haslett's ready, and here they come out of their sideline conversation.
It's going to be DeWitt's ball, number 32. Van Drommel's going to take it out, guarded by Donahue. She's going to pass it into Markle. Markle looks all around, guarded by Houts. Passes it over to
Out of bounds.
Pillinger. She's going to be...
What was that call? Out of bounds, I believe.
Yes, it was out of
The
bounds.
player stepped on the line.
And Donahue's going to take the ball out.
That will be the case. 3:34 left to go in this game.
Swihart brings it across. Top of the key, dribbles in, puts it up, falls in and out. DeWitt gets the rebound, passes up to 12 Ballinger. And she goes out to Markle. Markle comes down, almost lost by Heather. Number 40, Nees, has the ball, passes over to 32, Van Drummel. Drummel has it, passes over to what looks like Markle. Markle drives in, puts it up, bounces out. DeWitt sitting right under the basket. Appeared that hasn't do any blocking out. And I believe it was a foul on 44, Heather Houts. And it's going to send number 12, Aaron Bollinger, to the line.
Yeah, it's a hard time right now because you, as a defense, you know, you want to be aggressive and you want to make sure that you're having every opportunity to get that ball back. But then again, you got to watch the fouls when you're getting down this close. 2:59 to go in the game.
Once again, we see the, well, we really don't see the, let me try that one again. The Haslett student section is standing up again, trying to show that they really are behind their Vikings all the way.
And they are.
And number 12, Ballinger, is going to take that second shot. And it's good. She was 2 for 2 there. And Swihart's going to bring it up. See, Haslett still driving with all their intensity.
Oh.
Miscommunication, it looked like.
Yep. Swihart passing it over there and thought she was right there, and sure enough, went right over to the sideline.
Well, it's starting to be, time is starting to become very crucial to the Vikings, down by 10 points.
They do go with a press down low.
With only 2:46 remaining here in the 4th period. Bonuses are on for each team. 8 fouls apiece. Redke puts up for another 2, and Swihart will bring it down. Up for a 3, and in for a 3.
Nice shot by Swihart. That's still
9 points.
9 points by the DeWitt Panthers. Still plenty of time left. Sarah's all over. Number 12 for DeWitt.
See that frustration building by the DeWitt Panthers there.
Yeah, when you got people like Sarah Donahue in your face and Heather Houts in your face, they're such good defenders that you really get frustrated, and that causes you to lose the ball and lose concentration.
Number 30 passes off to Redke, number 44. Redke gives it off to Ballinger. Ballinger drives in, puts it up, falls out, and there we see Radke again trying to get the ball. It's going to eventually end up out there to Van Drommel. Markle's going to have it.
Foul her.
Swihart
has
didn't
to
have
foul
a
her.
choice.
Now we see the time getting even closer and closer to the end. Vikings still have an opportunity here, but they need to take advantage of it right now.
Number 30, Casey Markle, is up for a free throw. She's shooting 1 for 1 with a bonus on.
Casey Markle at the line, shooting 2 shots.
Excuse me, that was 2 shots.
We're not sure why it would be 2, though. Yeah, no, you were right, Nick. Originally, 1 shot. We couldn't figure out why it was 2. So, Nick, you should be more confident in your ability to call the basketball game here. It is 1 shot.
Sarah's going to sit just outside of the key, or the three-point circle. Number 30, Marco, puts it up in the air, and it did not fall in. Foul on number 44, Radke.
I think they may.
Okay, number 42, Kim West, is going to the line. She's 1 for 1 with a bonus on. First shot is up and gets her own rebound, passes it out to Donahue. Donahue up for a 3, misses it. DeBoer gets it over to West. West takes it in the middle, out to Swihart. Swihart looks around, puts it up for a 3.
Oh,
just
cannot hit it.
Ball bounces around, ends up in a number
They have
32,
to foul now.
Van Drummels.
They have to foul. This is the crucial point here, Nick. With 1:20 left to go.
The DeWitt Panthers, 57. The Haslett Vikings, 48. 10 team fouls for the Haslett Vikings and 9 for the DeWitt Panthers. Bonus is on. Number 32, Lisa Van Drummel, will be shooting 2. First shot is up. It is good.
Now DeWitt takes a 10-point lead late in the game. 1:20 left to go.
Up. Bounces in. Passes down to Swihart. Swihart's going to take it up. Drive it in. Dost stands at the top of the three-point key. Or DeBoer. DeBoer looks around. Passes to Swihart. Swihart to Donahue.
No foul!
To Swihart. Puts it up. Foul. Looks like a hold maybe. On 30. Yes, that is 30. Casey Markle.
We're at 10 and 10 fouls for each team. Quite a high number. With 1 minute left to go. DeWitt now has 11-point lead. It's looking grim as the clock ticks down here for the Vikings.
It is. It is. We would like to say it was a great pleasure, I guess, to have some of the seniors along here on the road throughout their whole high school career. Tri-captain Sarah Donahue, tri-captain Melissa DeBoer, Krista Doss, and tri-captain Kim West and Heather Houts, who are all playing their last girls basketball game in the Haslett Gymnasium.
And our hats off go to them. They've all worked hard. I know each one and every one of them, and they're all very nice girls, and they're moving on in their careers.
Yes, they are. Number 12, Ballinger's going to bring it across half court. Passes it over to Knees. Knees gives it up to somebody, Wall. Back to Van Drummel. Van Drummel to Radke. Radke over to Knees. Knees back.
Haslett's got to foul and stop get that ball back. There it is, one.
Oh,
right
Donahue
there.
comes up with a steal.
They will not call a foul on that one. And Donahue makes a nice steal and a nice shot, which will bring Haslett within 7. Haslett's got a foul now to get the ball back. They've got a foul. The clock, they lost probably 10 seconds there. They needed a foul to get that back.
And I think it was actually a timeout. I don't even think there was a foul there.
18 seconds left to go. Haslett's only down by 7.
7 points is a rough
rough
margin to make up in 18.3 seconds. Very rough. We'd like to remind our TV25 viewers that you can catch all of the home playoff games and sporting events of all the Haslett sports on TV25. Stay tuned, I guess, for program viewings.
Sure. Well, just keep your television set at Channel 25.
There you go.
And you wouldn't have to, you'd be informed. The most informed person in the district if you did that.
There you go. You can hear the announcer telling everybody to, before they leave, not to walk on the floor. Gretchen Swihart will get a steal, come up, put up an easy 2. brings Haslett within 5 with only 4 couple seconds left. 2, 1. That'll end the game. Haslett Vikings 54, Dewitt Panthers 59.
I tell you, Haslett really came back there and did a nice job. 5-point difference. They were down by 11. They came back to put it within 5. Great game by the Haslett Vikings. Again, great plays by the DeWitt Panthers. Good game tonight from both teams. Aggressive, hard-working like we've seen all year from both teams, especially from the Haslett Vikings.
We'd like to wish both teams the best of luck next week in the district tournament when that gets kicked underway. I guess it's probably 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks. The draw for the districts is on the 12th, which is next week, and the districts begin 16th that Monday. And once again, we want to remind everybody that it is an ICL solely district, and any team can go, and any team can go all the way and win the finals. Once again, here from Haslett High School, score Haslett Vikings 54, DeWitt Panthers 59. I'd like to thank all of our crew tonight for working, for Jessica Slider, for my partner here, Nick Babcock, and Athletic Director Jamie Gent. I'm Brian Town, and this has been a presentation of TV25 Sports.